Well, good evening, dear students, elective English students. First of all, I apologize that I couldn't meet you on Saturday. In fact, for the whole of the last week, I was rather unwell and having some technical issues as well. Uh, these days, I'm passing through rather unusual circumstances. That's why uh, things have not been as punctual or regular as it ought to have been. But anyway, um, you see, I have already posted a thorough introduction to um, the wild swans at cool, difficult words, theme, and I've read out the introduction to the poet as well. Now, in today's note, I want to explain the poem and do the question answers because this way we'll complete this poem, and then we'll be left with one poem only. Obviously, the next Saturday is a holiday for Deepavali, uh, but I'll try my level best. You know, look, next Saturday is 14th, so we are now likely to meet as far as a class is concerned on 21st. But before 21st, I'd try my level best to send you another voice note giving you introduction of the poem by Ramanujan and the theme and difficult words, etc., so that when we meet on 21st, we are able to complete it. If due to some reason we miss 21st also, then I'll send it um, post it in the form of voice notes. So that will complete our course. Okay. Um, and remember the same procedure. I'll post it on WhatsApp and your team as well, your general channel, history channel. I've told you the technique. You will have to go to um, history channel, that is general channel history, and there you will find three tabs: post, files, and um, more. You will have to open the files tab. There you will find this post, um, Wild Swans Part 2, the Wild Swans at Cool Part 2, and you will have to click at it, and then at the right top you will find either three dots or more options. Uh, Open it, you will find the option download. You can download the file and listen to it, or you can listen to it on WhatsApp itself or the YouTube channel, that is Learn English with Akhlaq Ahmed. Well, I must say that most of you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. Please go to the YouTube and at least subscribe the channel and give different items at least one view so that I can have more subscribers. Please popularize it. I'm making this request after a very long time again. I hope you will not disappoint me. Okay, then, we come to the poem. You see, as we all know now, that the poem presents a contrast between youth and age. Especially, the poet is puzzled to find out that human beings lose liveliness, vitality, and energy, whereas swans don't. You know, as human beings grow old, they lose vitality and energy. But it doesn't happen in case of swans. Even if the swans grow old, their hearts, at their hearts, they are young. So, You know, there is a place called Coole. The poet has been visiting it for the last 19 years. And in the first stanza, there are a number of images which correspond to the poet's own life. In the sense that after 19 years now, he has grown old and he has lost the best of his life. He has lost his youth, lost his vitality and passion. So all the images mentioned in the poem, in the first stanza, in fact, indirectly establish the poet's, um, I won't say miserable condition, but uh, the poet's condition, you know, sad. It reveals that the poet is sad and broken-hearted and puzzled. Okay, so we read it and see how these images are connected. The trees are in their autumn beauty, the woodland paths are dry under the under the October twilight. The water mirrors a still sky. Upon the brimming water, among the stones, are 950 swans. Now let's interpret these images. Let's begin by talking October. You see, I told you in cold climate, the cycle of season is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So you have spring in March and April, early April. Then summer sets in, and then from mid-September you have autumn. It spreads over October, and from November till February end there is winter. So when the poet says October, this means that it's the time of autumn. Now the trees are in their autumn beauty. The word autumn occurs in the very first line. The trees are, looking beautiful, but their beauty is not the beauty of spring, it's the beauty of autumn. The line may be ironical because, you know, it's in autumn we don't expect the trees to be beautiful. Or the poet is trying to find out a beauty that's a different controversy. But the autumn beauty suggests that the trees are bare. Obviously, in autumn the leaves fall. It's sometimes called the season of fall, and there's hardly any movement of birds, etc. Then the woodland paths are dry. So woodland paths are paths covered with forests or trees. Now these paths are dry. You won't find any fallen leaves, you know, or any activity on those paths. Then the October twilight, the times when the two lights meet, that is just at the sunset and just about the sunrise. Usually, it's used for sunset. So it's the time of twilight. It's the month of October. Uh, what happens? I'm just giving you the literal meaning first, and then we'll find out the figurative meaning. The still water, um, the water mirrors a still sky. So in the water, you can see the image of sky, which is what? Which is still. Normally in spring or summer, you would find birds flying or even sunlight. But it's the still sky already, is the time of twilight. Upon the brimming water, there might be a kind of a small pool among the stones. So among the stones there is water, and it's coming to the edge of the stones. यानी पत्थरों के बीच में पानी भर गया तो पानी जो है वो पत्थरों के किनारों तक आ रहा है. That is why brimming water. There are how many swans? 9 and 50 swans. So 59 swans. Now let's connect these images. You see the bare trees, dry woodland paths, the month of October itself, then autumn, then twilight. Often we say, I am at the twilight of my life. That is, I have lived the best life of part of my life, and now I am nearing my death. It refers to old age. So, you know, um, still sky suggests a dull sky where there's no movement of the birds, etc. All these images hint at the fact that the poet has grown old, has lost his vitality. At the twilight suggests the lack of light, and the lack of light symbolizes lack of liveliness and energy. And autumn suggests decline, so he is in his declining years now. Dry woodland paths, there is nothing attractive, no leaves, no greenery, bare trees. So it's the October twilight and still sky. So the poet has, I mean, these images suggest that the poet has lost his energy, vitality, and liveliness, and he's old and therefore sad and broken-hearted. Now we come to the second stanza. The 19th autumn has come upon me since I first made my count. I saw, before I had well finished, all suddenly mount and scatter wheeling in great broken rings upon their clamorous wings. So I told you that the poet has been visiting this place for the 19 years. Now, when he came here for the first time, he tells us that 19th autumn has come upon me. He doesn't say that the 19th spring has come upon me. No. The 19th autumn has come upon me suggests that he has grown old and he is declining. And, you know, things are negative with him. That is why the word autumn is preferred rather than spring. Okay, so since I first made my count, that is when he came here for the first time and started counting the swans, what happened? He saw before I had well finished. He could not finish his counting. Before that, what he noticed, all suddenly mount. You know, all the swans suddenly started mounting, rising, um, and scattered, wheeling in great broken rings. So they got scattered, and they had formed what? They were moving in a circular pattern, and they had made huge rings, but broken rings, only half rings. In that pattern, they were flying. यानी कि गोलाई में उड़ रहे थे और वो गोल गोल जो दायरे बने हुए थे वो अधूरे थे. तो ये इनका एक that was a beautiful scene, and they were flying upon their clamorous wings. Clamorous, noisy. Obviously, when they were flying, when they were rising, so the wings were making noise. Now the third stanza. I have looked upon those brilliant creatures, and now my heart is sore. He says that he has looked upon these creatures and he calls them brilliant. He has enjoyed them, no doubt, but unfortunately his heart is now sore. The sore heart symbolizes old age, lack of energy, and vitality. And his heart is sad. All's changed. Look, he gives us the reason why he is sad. All's changed since I, hearing at twilight, the first time on this shore, the bell beat of their wings above my head, trod with a lighter tread. So he's trying to suggest that all has changed since he came here for the first time. Um, when he came here for the first time, what happened? Um, at twilight, it was again the time of twilight, and he heard, uh, he was on that shore near the lake. So what he heard was the bell beat of the wings above my head. That means the swans were flying and they were flapping their wings, so he heard that sound, and that sound appeared to him musical. That is why he uses the phrase bell beat of their wings. So that musical sound of the swans flying and flapping their wings, he heard it for the first time. And what happened? At that time, he trod with a lighter tread. He walked and moved with light, quick steps. This lighter tread is contrasted with sore heart. Now his heart is sore, he is old, but when he came here for the first time, um, you know, his tread, the manner of his walking was that it was marked by light steps, quick steps, and that's how he was trotting. So at that time, he had that energy, had that vitality and liveliness. So all that has obviously changed. He has now grown old. Earlier, he used to, walk with quick and light steps, and that was the manner of his walking. But now his heart is sore, so the sore heart stands for old age the and the lack of energy and vitality, etc. And the lighter tread stands for energy, liveliness, and so on. Next stanza. Unwearied still, lover by lover, they paddle in cold, companionable streams, or climb the air. Their hearts have not grown old. Passion or conquest wander where they will, attend them still. So, as opposed to his condition, you know, although his heart is sore, earlier he saw them flapping their wings, flying, but now, uh, when he's grown old and he looks at them, what he notices is that even after 19 years, those swans are unwearied still. They don't seem to be tired at all. And lover by lover, that is pair by pair, they paddle in cold, companionable stream. They still swim. Paddle, I told you the meaning. To swim with uh, hands and legs dragging down on the water. So they are still swimming in the stream, you know, they paddle in the stream, and they are, you know, uh, not lonely, pair by pair, in groups of two, they are paddling. And what else? Though the stream water is cold, obviously it's October, so the stream must be very cold, and you can't even, bear to drop your hand in the cold water. But these swans, they find even the cold water companionable, that is friendly. For them, even the cold water is friendly. What does this show? This show that they have not lost their energy, their liveliness, their vitality. That is why even the cold water appears to be friendly to them. Either they do this or they climb the air. Either they swim or they climb the air. So they are busy in all sorts of physical enjoyments, whereas the poet has grown old, you know. So again, this is I mean, this shows the contrast. And the poet says, their hearts have not grown old. It's because at their heart they have not grown old. Physically, they may have grown old in 19 years, but their hearts have not grown old. As we know, the poet's heart is sore, sad, and old, but the hearts of the swans are still young, lively. That is why the poet says, passion or conquest, wander their will, attend upon them still. So, no matter wherever they wander, wherever they go, they'll always be attended by these two things. Number one, passion. They will always have passion, and also they'll always have conquest, victory. They will delight people. They'll always be victorious. Victorious not in the sense that they would attack somebody and win, no. Victory in the sense that they would get joy, happiness and joy. So they'd keep enjoying, they've got the passion. But the point is that the poet doesn't understand why does this happen. That is why he says, um, but now they drift on the still water, mysterious and beautiful. But now they have started drifting on the water. The water is still. That is, they have drifting, driven away by the current of the water. They have started moving, bending, moving away from the place. And these swans are mysterious and beautiful. So the swans are mysterious because they at their hearts they haven't grown old. Physically they may have, but they have not lost their passion, vitality, and energy even after 19 years, even when they have grown physically old. But that doesn't happen with human beings. Human beings lose passion, vitality, liveliness, all these things when they grow old. But this doesn't happen with swans. That is why they are mysterious. This is the mystery associated with them, something hidden. And beautiful. Why are the swans called beautiful? They are beautiful because they always remain lively and passionate. You know, they do not lose their passion, no matter how old they are. Just as a human being grows old, so he loses his beauty, physical beauty, beauty of youth. But that doesn't happen with the swans. So that is why they are beautiful and mysterious. Now the poet wonders among what rushes will they build, by what lake's edge or pool. Rushes, as I told you, is a marshy plant. So he wonders where they will go now, by what near what plants, or uh, to what lake's edge, or to what pool's lake, to which pool, to which lake, to which near which plants will they go. Delight men's eyes when I awake someday to find that they have flown away. So he wonders that one day when he, awakes and goes to see them, he would find that they are not there. They would go somewhere. He wonders where. He doesn't know where they would go. But one thing is certain, wherever they would go, they would continue to delight men with their never dying spirit, never ending liveliness, no matter whether they are old or young, always they'll have their liveliness and vitality, and um, they'll keep enjoying, and they'll keep delighting human beings. Now we come to questions. How do the trees in their autumn beauty, dry woodland paths, October twilight, a still sky, connect to the poet's own life. Well, I've already explained. All these images show old age, decline, you know. Twilight itself suggests decline. Autumn suggests decline. It's October. October is the month of autumn, which again suggests decline. And the woodland paths are dry, and the the sky is still. There's no activity. So all these images together suggest a lack of vitality, energy, and liveliness. And same is the case with the poet. He has grown old and he has lost all that vigor and vitality of youth. So all these images clearly suggest it. So in this way, these images are connected to the poet's own life or correspond to the poet's own life. What do the lighter tread and the sore heart refer to? Well, the two are contrasted to one another. Lighter tread, in fact, as I told you, stands for liveliness, energy, and youth. And sore heart means a sad heart, you know, lack of energy, vitality, passion, liveliness. What is the contrast between the liveliness of the swans and human life? Well, the contrast is quite clear. As far as human beings are concerned, when they grow old, they lose their passion, vitality, vigor, energy, vitality, everything. Beauty also. But as far as swans are concerned, even if they grow old, they never lose their passion and vitality, energy, beauty, etc. This is an aspect of mystery associated with them. They find even the cold water companionable. They are unwearied, untired. They keep either swimming or, you know, flying, wherever they go, they delight the men. So you can elaborate it on this. Um, then the next question, um, what contributes to the beauty and mystery of the swans' lives? Well, it's quite clear. I just explained it to you. You see, it's their sorry, it's their ability, or rather, it's their innate or natural, inborn, trait, characteristic that they do not lose passion, vitality, energy, etc., even if they grow old. So they have it inborn. Even if they grow old physically, they do not grow old at heart and remain as lively, as full of passion, as full of energy as they used to be when they were young. So they never grow old at heart. It is this aspect of Swan's life, you know, which contributes to the beauty and the mystery of swans, you know. So these are the questions. I've given you the rhyme scheme itself um, earlier when I gave you the introduction. The rhyme scheme in the poem is more or less consistent. Consistent. We do find a consistency because if you see the rhyme scheme in the first stanza, it's A, B, C, B, D, sorry, yes, B, D, E. Now, if we come to the second stanza, and if we, although we should use G, but we can use E for our convenience. So it is A, B, C, B, and D, D. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and Just a minute. A, B, C, D, then E, E. A, B, C, D, E, E. Earlier, earlier stanza was of 5 lines, so there were only 5 divisions. Now here it's one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 lines. It is so that's why it is um, mount and um, count are the same. A B C B D D. This is the correct rhyme scheme. A B C B D D. And almost the same pattern is followed throughout the poem. This you can easily work out and solve. So you see, we have you know completed our poem, "The Wild Swans at Coole," and you know, as I promised in the next voice note, I hopefully would send you um, the study material on Ramanujan time and time again. That is the theme, vocabulary, etc., introduction, everything, and so that we can then finish the poem either in our class or through a small voice note. So I've given you all the details. Just give me feedback. How much have you studied? How much have you understood? I've given you the trees. Now I've given you the second poem as well of this term. Study it, and then later you can give me the feedback whether you've got it, gone through it or not. So um, tomorrow, obviously, there is the supplementary test for English course. So if there is anyone from 12G who has unfortunately not appeared in the test, well, she should take it tomorrow, and I wish all the best to all such students. In fact, I wish you all the best to all of you, and I'll close with that same request which I made in the beginning. Please subscribe the YouTube channel. It's very easy. When you play a video, there'd be a subscribe button, there'd be a like button also. So subscribe it, and quickly you can give one video a view. That is, open it for a second and close it, so the view would be counted. So please do it yourself and popularize it. Ask your friends, others, relatives, etc., to do the same. Even if they are not interested, they can do this exercise as a favor to me. I hope you would now take it seriously. So then we stop here, and I now look forward to responses from you. And if you have any problems in subscribing or liking or giving a view to it, please let me know. Okay. Thank you very much.